So with that, I would like to invite Alexander Borg. Nice to see you again, Alex. So thank you for joining the session today again uh, as a as an expert speaker as usual. So you deliver a fantastic lecture, share great insights, and with your vast experience in the industry. So it's always pleasure to hear you. So let me give a quick round of introduction to Alex. Alexander Borg is a supply chain leader with over 30 plus years of experience globally and especially in MENA. He is the managing director of IOSCM MENA and UK advisory board member. He drives industry transformation and innovation, founder of SSMG and key in launching CILT Dubai. He bridges academic insight with real world logistics excellence. So thank you, Alex, for joining the session today. So the lecture, Orchestrating End-to-End Supply Chain Optimization, is something which is dear to all of us. So happy to hear you, Alex. Thank you very much.
First of all, thank you, Sheikh, and all the crew behind you to make this fourth supply chain happening again. It's always great to join a group of experts coming from different culture, industries, and corners of the world, and to be part of it. It's really good because it's a lifelong learning, no? As we rightly said before me, uh, he put me in a chair, and it's good to be on the other side because most of the time on the platform delivering training, but some of the time it's good to be on the other side listening to anyone. There is no age today to come up with something really, really good. Really good, really good. All the speakers were extremely good this morning, all of them. I would like to say two things. First, coming always at the end of the presentations, the guys before you have taken everything what I was preparing to say, right? So I try to make it short as much possible because we don't need to repeat supply chain, although it can vary from one industry or one sector to another, but the bottom line is the same, with the same objectives, with the same goals, and with the same output. And second, I was happy today to follow some speakers, especially Mr. Rajiv, where he talked about smart manufacturing, and where he said that they give a lot of space to the employees, to their staff, to come up with ideas for best practice, and although they are winning a lot of awards, but they give a lot of empowerment to their people, and that's crucial. That's crucial because people must feel an asset, as Mr. Samir has pointed out in his one of the presentation. And the other is Miss Hanuma, where she said, although we have technology, she came up with blockchain, Internet of Things, and all the twin tower and the tower, everything. And she said, but we need to let people come with the ideas to sort of challenge or re-engineering the supply chain. So when you hear, and then to wrap it up, then Mr. Samir have wrap it up by saying that although we have the AI coming so strong in the market, and I mean it has been with us now for some time and is still evolving, and is going to be more stronger. But there is always the human capital which needs to to understand what is happening around him, calm down, because to be honest, for some people, maybe we have two kind of people. We could have those who are on the IT, who are so focused with IT, AI. They think about it, they sleep about it, they dream about it. And on the other side, maybe there are those traditional people who are more operational, and they are saying what is going to happen. Maybe there is some is this AI is going to take our job? But when you hear Mr. Samir presentation, there is no need to be fear, because at the end of the day, the machine is doing what has been programming in it, right? It's jargon in, jargon out. Anyway, but Yeah, that is the situation. I mean, yeah. And when we talk about orchestrating the supply chain, let me put the load the let me load the just 1 second, please. Okay. So
Are you sharing, Alex?
yes, I'm trying to share.
Yeah, it's easy to share. Yeah.
Now I have to do it. Can you see it? Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, good. Now, what is happening in our economy? Because most of the time, as we know, we have to adapt. This word has been used many times, and it's the reality. You know, there is nothing. There is no model that fixes forever, or no one fixed model that you can use it for permanent. You have to adapt all the time because so many things are happening. You know. So what is happening in our economy? There is a hyper competition. Companies and organizations must be innovative quickly while maintaining a cost-effective situation. Okay, there is a global interconnectivity. A disruption in one region can ripple across the globe, and we have seen it a lot in the last few years. No, with many things that are happening around us. No need to go into it. There is element of risk management that the pandemic era disruption, vulnerabilities in the supply chain, and plus then we had a lot of so much things happening with the wars and everything. Customer expectation. Customers are asking for fast deliveries. They are asking for transparency and visibility, and also for personal service driven demand. And there is also a real time, and companies still needs to have a real time tracking, and AI driven planning are essential in these things. So many things are happening in the supply chain, and something which I would like to share with you through just 1 second, please. Um, I would like to share with you a video which have transformed reorchestrating the Siemens some years back. Let me try to find it. It's not coming. Can you see the video? Mr. Sheikh. Hello?
I can see the video, yeah, but it is not playing.
Okay, let me play.
That helps manufacturing companies stay ahead of the competition. The key is digitalization. With its help, we can synchronize work steps and optimize entire value chains. This turns companies into digital enterprises. But what does that really mean? It means optimizing ideation processes and planning with the support of a digital twin. Design products digitally and simulate their characteristics virtually. Plan, simulate, and engineer production facilities digitally. Evaluate and assess the performance of real production and products in real time. In order to optimize both continuously. This is only possible with a holistic approach. The Digital Enterprise Suite.
Siemens, ingenuity for life.
Okay. Okay. What has let me call. Okay. What has happened? What has happened with what has happened with Siemens? First of all, they try to predict. They had a situation where they predictive failure detection on autonomous planning, and they had to come up with some sort of solution to their complex supply chain. So the challenge was that they had thousands of SKUs across hundreds of suppliers across the globe. They had a lot of multi-tiered bill of materials with precise specifications. They had sensitive delivery times in energy, automation, and medical sectors. And it has costly delays due to unexpected part failures on transport issues. Traditional ERP systems couldn't keep up with the scale of decision, complex. So Siemens had to need to evolve from transactional process to more predictive orchestration. The solution, they had to find a solution to it. And the first thing they came with, it was the digital twins for scenario planning. Each factory and supply chain network is mirrored in visual enable. So it will sort of disrupt simulations. What if a two-tier supplier fails? Predictive production planning based on asset wear, demand forecast, and energy prices. And the most important, the real-time what-if decision modeling for proactive mitigation. Point number 2 was the AI for predictive maintenance and inventory risk. Okay, so Internet of Things sensor data from machinery was implemented, supplier quality history, and lead time, volatility, and customer patterns were highlighted. Inventory buffers were automatically recalculated based on real-time risk assessments. The third thing that they have implemented is the autonomous planning agents. Okay, Siemens have developed AI agents that adjust productive schedules in response to late missing parts, triggered reordering automatically, reroute logistics flow dynamically. Fourth, Okay, and the last one is the ERP integration with via MindSphere. Okay, Siemens cloud-based platform MindSphere was connected with SAP production data, logistics models, and AI models for unified visibility, streamlined data integration, and the last one is scalable machine learning deployment. The
Alex,
results.
are you sharing the screen? No, right?
No, I'm just talking about it.
Okay, fine.
So the results were 25% reduction on component failure, 20% in, I will send you the presentation, I will send it to you, and after that, 20% increase in on-time delivery rate, millions saved by reduction expediting shipper and buffer inventory, supply planning cycle shortened by 40 to 50%, and improved collaboration across procurement and manufacture and logistics. You know, so let me put this. Okay, I can share now. Sorry. Can you see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically Siemens case study was one of those which have implemented. This goes back around 5-7 years ago. It's not something which has happened yesterday. It goes around 5-7 years ago. Okay, and they are still watching and following the implementation they have done with the towers, with the twin, etc., and following the supply chain. Okay, it's not a matter that it's not an issue that you develop something and you rely on it. You know, you rely on it, but you have to keep on following what you have developed, and that's the good thing about people, which have been said already before this presentation, where people needs to be part of it. It's not a matter. I mean, it's not a matter of implementing a system where you're implementing the Internet of Things, blockchain, ERP, software, AI, all this. It's good that you implement best practice, okay? It's very important, and you stay on the edge all the time. But people have to come up with, the same people from the inside have to come up with solutions all the time. I think Ms. Hanuma have made a point about this, I think. And I remember long time back, very long time back, when SABIC have re-engineering their supply chain because they wanted to take it to next level. Okay, although they brought a big name in the consultancy house for 6 months to map the supply chain and come up with the best practice of supply chain, but still the management have done a brilliant thing. I remember it because I was, involved in direct. Why? They have sent them to different training programs to bring information from different areas. And finally, all the data that has been gathered by the people of SABIC, by the people around SABIC, okay, have challenged the consultancy report of the consultancy firm. And most of the implementation, over 60% of the implementation improvement was coming from the human resources, from their people, which they have collected from the training. They have consolidated their points. They have evaluated. Okay, they have re-challenged their points again and finally presented to the management. So it's not a matter of having on one side, having people developing latest technology, okay, that is important, and because we can't stop now. It's something which have started long time back, and it has to keep on going. We can't stop it, and we have to contribute in some way or another. But on the other thing, you need people as well, okay? As Mr. Samuel said, you can't rely only on IT, okay? You have to come with your ideas and in your creativity and in your vision to keep on improving all the time, okay? Because So many internal and especially external risks are happening around us, and we need to come with these innovations all the time. So what are the challenges that we need to look at? First of all, the visibility across supply chain. We know that we have highly expected customers' demands. As I said earlier, some of them are very specific. So we need to have an agile we have to have a strong supply chain, but in the same time, an agile supply chain. The expectations are growing all the time. And some of the clients are very specific because they have a specific demands, specific clients, blah, 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 blah. So we need to make sure that, we have an agile supply chain and visible, we have, wherever you are, geological, political, and wherever you are, and you are facing a lot of disruptions, can be geopolitical or environmental, you need to adapt for these kind of things. Okay, this is not after COVID have gave us a good lesson, and after the pandemic, so many things are happening across the world. So many. You switch on the news nowadays, and you start listening there, here, there, policies on tax, wars, people fighting each other, unfortunately. So you need to be ready for this kind of things which are happening. Okay, siloed data and decision making. This is very important. Mr. Summer spoke about the leadership in supply chain, and this is crucial. Where especially the bottom-up approach is important for leaders. They need to listen up, rather than they need to listen up from the operational staff. Okay, it's important. The other one is the inventory balances, where we spoke about forecast and foresight, right? Just before me. So inventory imbalances and poor demand forecasting is crucial. Okay. Legacy systems that hinder integration. Yes, traditional ways are finishing, and nowadays we need a system which needs to be integrated. Not only it's not a matter of having a system integrated in the inbound, because integration, we have been talking about it for over 20 years. This is old thing now, You need an integration also with all the stakeholders, even with your suppliers nowadays, because your supply chain have to speak the same language with your supplier's supply chain to make sure you have an integration and have a fast supply chain. And the other one, is the talent shortages in logistics and analytic roles. This is important. For example, if you ask many people around the world, not only in the States, but across Europe and other areas, there is a talent shortage, especially in the supply chain. I heard Mr. Rajiv saying that in India, in his presentation, they have a high-tech human capital, which is true, and they really can be on the top of the world in the Indian continent, because my region is the Middle East. I lived in Middle East, and I travel a lot in the Middle East all the year, and most of my friends are from India, especially in Dubai. It's from Kerala, etc., and Abu Dhabi, and you see that many of them are so talented. It's great to have, but in other areas there is talent shortage. So I hope the balance will be matched, because you can have in one area, which is it has come up really good, like India, but in other areas there is talent shortages. The reason being, from my experience, is that in the past, some students have taken course, undergraduate and postgraduate programs in other areas, not in the supply chain and logistics. Okay, but now through AI, things are getting better. Why? Because in for example, in one particular university in Dubai, they started to insert AI modules in the supply chain postgraduate, and that is very good, because you start now, students start to understand how supply chain integrate within the AI and what AI can do in the supply chain. You know, that is very crucial. What are the what are the benefits of optimizing the supply chain? First of all, improve efficiency and speed. That's very crucial. That is always going to be number one in every presentation. Okay, enhance customer service. Okay, reduce cost. It's important. Increase agility and resilience. Okay, it's important. Better visibility and control. And last one is the sustainability and compliance of within, etc. So how company can start optimizing the supply chain? What are the steps? First of all, mapping the supply chain is very important. Mapping. Bring everyone across around the table, even from the small, from the least you can expect. You can never know. People now have a brain and they think and they talk. So bring everyone direct or indirect table. Take the views of everyone, even those you don't underestimate anyone. Bring everyone across the table and take the views and the output, and then take the best out of it. Access current performances. It's important. Okay, see what is happening across the supply chain. Break down silos. It's important. Okay, when we talk about streamline, we're talking about to break down silos, because silos create lack of communication, create a lot of disadvantage. Okay, and so try to break down silos. Invest in digital tools. Ms. Hanuma presentation was optimal about this. Okay, she gave us really good presentation on the digital tools. Engage with suppliers and partners. It's important. That's why I said that your supply chain needs to integrate with your supplier supply chain. You cannot talk alone. Okay, integration is something which we started maybe 20-25 years ago. Okay, of supply chain. Now it's not an issue about integration. It's that your company, your organization needs to be connected with your. We have the tools. Do it. Don't be afraid. Do it. Okay. Train and upskill your team. It's important that they train them on the best practice. They come up with ideas and solutions. And the last one, pilot and scale. You have to try. If you remember in the early days of Microsoft, Bill Gates used to say, you give a computer to a small kid, let him break it down, and then let him come up with how he can integrate it. And it's the same thing, still applies. Okay, so pilot, don't be afraid to come up with ideas and to put them in place and see how they are working, and scale them. Look at the performance. If you don't try, you never will know about it. So end-to-end supply chain, it's all about a strategic transformation that empowers companies to shift from reactive operation to predictive, resilient ecosystems. Okay, so it starts. It has to bring everyone, both the operation and the leadership comes together. Okay, and they have to come up with a predictive, resilient ecosystem approach. Aligning people, processes, and technologies, business can unlock unprecedented agility, cost-effective, and customer satisfaction. And the last one, the goal isn't just optimizing, it's orchestration, a harmonious data-driven symphony where every stakeholder plays in sync, created a supply chain that's not only efficient, but intelligent response and future ready. I think the last slide is very good, right? The goal isn't just optimization, it's orchestration. It's about the title of this presentation. a harmonious data-driven symphony where every stakeholder plays in sync, creating a supply chain that's not only efficient, but intelligent, responsive, and future-ready supply chain. Okay? Mr. Singh, Mr. Shak.
Yep. Yeah, watching very closely.
So
Yes.
that was my presentation because a lot have been said already.
Yeah. So can you just summarize? Let us catch up again.
Okay.
So let us catch up. We have a few more minutes, and then
No
by
problem.
the time there is any questions, we can take it up.
No
Okay.
problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if you take the last, I think, if you take the last slide which I have shared with you, I think it summarizes everything, right?
Yeah.
At a strategic transformation, companies nowadays, they cannot, they have to keep on the edge all the time and follow what is happening around them. Try to predict. Try to foresight and predict. Okay, foresight and predict what could try to forecast and predict the situation, and at least, okay, they try to have a company ready, okay, reactive operation to predict the resilient ecosystems. And the other point is your people must be aligned. I mean, you have the pillar on a 3-pillar situation: people, process, and technologies, which they need to be integrated, okay, and for these changes that are happening. I mean, you remember, if we see from 1960s up to 1980s, it was quite, although there was a lot of things happening, but the speed of change wasn't like today.
Not much. Yeah.
Not much. Then 1990s, in the 1990s, technology was coming in slowly and steady. But since the 2010, oh my God, we can't even I think if we are Usain Bolt to run, we can't reach this AI. It's so fast. So on the other side, you need, as Mr. Samir said, there is no panic. Just you need to know what's going on, what is happening, and organize yourself to make sure that you have an intelligent response environment and you are ready for the future. That's it. There is no need to panic. Organize yourself and organize your environment, organize your people, and make sure you have the latest IT. Okay. And there is another point. Even if you bring the best IT software that you have on this planet, okay, make sure that your organization is aware of that software. You don't pay. So, allow me to say, it's not a matter of paying the best money for the best software on the planet. Make sure that your people, your management, and your people knows what is happening to get involved in the project. It's important because take the example of Mr. Samir. Okay, sorry, I'm mentioning him a lot, but he said in his early presentation, he is not a supply chain professional, right? He's coming from algorithm, from IT. So, but he started to understand how supply chain works, right? So that's my point. It's important that your people are involved in the project. Make them involved, okay, and let them speak and ask questions to get and work as a team with the because now we are depending too much on the software systems, on AI and blockchain and all the things that Ms. Hanuma have mentioned. All the things that Ms. Hanuma has mentioned. So, but at least get them involved because they need to rethink, reskill, and reposition their position to make sure they stay on the edge all the time. Okay, a consultant comes and goes. and IT systems is implemented, and then after a while, the IT consultants are gone. So your people are on the ground working, and they need to keep you on the edge. They are the ones who keeps you on the edge all the time. So you need to come up. You need to give them the oxygen to and the facilities to come up with ideas.
Fantastic. I think you touched the very important point. Selecting the software, paying them price is not something is not going to solve the problem. It's about organization as an organization, how ready you are, what are your key challenges, and how the vendor can help you. Okay, it's not that don't expect that somebody will come and solve all your problems which you don't know. Okay, it's not, no consultant can come and solve your unknown problems. Okay, so because it does not matter if you don't know what is your problem, so how consultant can come and solve the problems. So if you really want to solve the problems, so you need to assess it, help
Yes.
vendor, select right one and help them, because he is not your enemy. Okay, so he is your partner. So help him to make sure that your problems get solved. Okay, and when you do any digital transformation or any business transformation, there is some risk involved already. Okay, so you expect that there is a risk involved, like 15% uncertainty is there. Okay, as a senior leader, you need to keep a watch on it, and but you don't make the whole thing disturb because of this 10%. Okay, so get the deliverable 90% right. The 10% is uncertain. You support the team. If they do some mistakes, no problem. You can just support them. You get 90% properly, and then the 10% eventually you can cover it up. So usually, what happens is organizations what they do is they want everything perfect actually, and then they think vendor as an enemy or something, or they expect and vendor to solve all the problems, and without preparing very well the homework. So they want everything to be solved. So then what happens is they will get a disappointment. Okay. So then when you want to try again, then it will become a big problem because you have already lost something, investment. Then doing it again a big problem. So as our speaker said, you have a bigger idea. Start small. Okay. Find the right partner. It's not about software. Find the right partner who can help you to optimize it and to solve your problem, and then go hand in hand to achieve your whatever you want to achieve. So that's the way forward.
Yes,
Chris.
we are lucky today. We are lucky today that we are fortunate enough that we have our mobile in our hands, and we can know everything what is happening across the world from one corner to another. Right? At least we try to know what's happening, because sometimes media gives you only what they want, but that is another argument. The point is that if I want to know something about particular company and what this company provides in terms of solutions, I can go into it, I can browse what they are providing, and I can start creating questions, you know. So even and nowadays people are becoming more intelligent. Okay, first of all, people who are working in a very good environment, they do everything not to lose their job, and that empowers men to be on the edge. So they are thinking about their position. Second, they try to know what is happening around them. And third, the other thing is that the company needs to give them the opportunity and trust to speak up and come up with ideas, because if it's a value added, no, it's a value added for the company to take views from bottom up approach rather than top down. And if that happens, I'm sure that the organization will benefit. It's not only the organization, but at the end of the day, it's the customers that will benefit, because a product and the process, if you make them together, I mean, you will get the best, no? You will get the best.
Yeah, that's great, because there is so much technology change going on. You need to start somewhere. Only advice is don't lag behind. That we have enough time, then we can do it next year. Don't consider the IT investment as a totally expense. That is my humble request to everybody.
True.
So IT investment is it's like R&D. So you need to do research and development, no matter what you do it in your organization. So good IT investment is like an R&D also for you. So make sure that you invest in it. You reap the benefit as we go on, and you will be ready with the wave, the AI and technology wave. Okay.
Who is leading the project? Who is leading the project of implementing? Who is leading the project either to integrate the supply chain, either reorchestrating the supply chain, either re-engineering the supply chain, or else introduce a new version of IT, okay? We call him the project manager, the project leader, needs to be open-minded and involves everyone. If he takes the views of everyone, I'm 1000% sure that they will do a brilliant work.
Fantastic
And they will
job.
get the best solution and the best practice. And then, as we said, you just keep improving. That's all.
Fantastic. Great insights, Alex. Thank you very much for joining all the way from Europe, and thank you very much. Have a great time. Take care.
Sure.
And then, there is any questions, please post. Alexander Borg will be available for us
Thank you.
for answering questions offline. And on behalf of participants and other speakers, so a big thank you to Alex. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.